Good morning, everyone. So it's about time that I install my swirl filter once again. But first what I gotta do is I'm going to extend or create a piece to connect it from here, have an elbow and come back in here. So it'll come out of this hole. And then the water to come out will come out of the bottom hole, and it's got to go straight and then have another elbow that goes, you know, back into the pond. So instead of recycling the PVC pieces that I have right here, that would require me to turn off the pump. So I just ended up buying more pieces, got my saw ready, and I got, you know, a 10-foot PVC pipe. So let me glue these together. Alright, so there's many different ways that you can cut the PVC pipe into pieces, or different things you can use. I use my reciprocal saw or saw, and it does cut it, you know, fairly straight. But one of the things I like to do before connecting it to the other pieces, to the fittings, I like to scrape it into the floor or the cement. You know, and by doing this, the edges, they're sort of tapered or rounded. And this is just me. So that way when I connect them, you know, I feel like the glue's not being pushed because the edges aren't so rough anymore. I'm sure it'll still connect, but that's just, you know, me. Now that I have my pieces all connected, hopefully I didn't mess up. And I'm gonna give it at least, you know, 24 hours or, you know, till tomorrow for this to sort of, I guess, I don't want to say cure itself, but I don't want to connect it now because I guess the glue is toxic to the fish, you know, or even to us, I guess, the fumes and stuff. So I'm gonna give it 24 hours, and then I'll put this all back tomorrow. So it's about that time to connect everything. I look in here, you'll be able to see that there's a lot of eggs from the snails. And then you can see leeches in there and other little bugs. Alright, so to attach these, they're pretty easy. Like, you just literally just pop them up in there. Alright, and now to connect this piece, all I'm doing is wetting it, sort of, so it slips in a bit easier. Alright, so this is gonna be a bit difficult because I can't just push this way because it's hitting over there, but I'll make it happen. So this is what it looks like inside. And this is called a ram horn snail. All these, I'm just gonna end up giving them to the chickens. They will like them, but I want to show you something really quick. And as you can see, well, obviously I haven't done any maintenance on it, or, you know, cleaned it up a bit. But when I was cleaning stuff, here we go. You can see the mussels in there. Here we go. So this is a trumpet snail. I think that's what they're called. And then these two are clams. I don't know if they're golden or yellow something clam, but they're here. So what I'm going to do now is turn it back on. Hopefully nothing spills now. It should go as planned. Water is leaking from the bottom. So I thought I was gonna be okay. It's right here. But I guess not. So, oh look, let me show you when I pull these out. See, big old roots. But look at all them water fleas. So it's got, my pond has, I guess, its own little, I don't want to say ecosystem, but it's got its own bugs in there for the fish. They'll eat them. So celery, I gotta say bye to you too. All right, so things are looking good. I'm just waiting for water to finish coming out of the swirl filter, which is that right there. But this one is flowing. Let's see. All right, so something is still clogging it, or not clogging it, but filling it up. Kind of hard to tell, but the water level is right here. As for the bottom one, it looks like it's doing okay. All right, here we go. You'll see my ducks and chickens enjoying. All right, let's check things out over here. Excuse me. So I did put this right here simply because if my kids fall in here head first, they will die. I mean, it's exactly like these buckets, you know. It says, hey, warning, you know, your kid's gonna die. Except that this one is 55 gallons. So the water is very dirty right now, and then especially once the muck from this side makes its way this way, because now it's being disturbed, it's gonna be pitch black. See, there's my white koi. I mean, you can barely see it, but the swirl filter should clean it up. I don't know how long it'll take, but at least, you know, things are back up and running. And that's it. Now I gotta put the celery into probably pots for now, until I can find a way to slow down the water going into the aquaponics system. Because if not, water is just gonna keep spilling. All right, the end results, I ended up putting a elbow, so water goes this way and then it causes it to sort of circulate. You know, I guess that's why it's called a swirl filter. And then this is where the water goes back into the pond. And the reason I put little holes on it is so that in case something was to get stuck, I'd rather have it get stuck on the side of the holes, and it will allow room for the water to go up instead of having the main one clogged altogether. And then over here, I ended up putting a reducer. I put a reducer over here. That way less water comes into the aquaponics system, and then more of it is coming out of the swirl filter. So hopefully, you know, everything goes okay. You know, 24 hours, 48 hours, we'll see. Thanks everyone.